by doing it every day. But being on social media, what did we do before social media?
Emotional harm being used and abused by social services, the family court. Transparency is needed.
Well, you've got to encourage them, you've got to show them that I didn't have them get out or whatever you do to fix them.
Oh, yes, I know about that.
I've never apologised not that long ago for all the years of the
They
babies.
only just recently found these when they started. No, not in red. In the...
Yeah, I remember reading about that, yeah.
But at the end of the day,
People of this country, can you hear me? Can you hear what's happening in this country? Right across this country, social services are moving into people's lives and taking away their children. Social services are walking into people's lives and taking away their children. Hello, can you hear me? Right across this country, social services are walking into people's lives and taking away their children. Have a look at these posters up here and see for yourself what is happening. Social services are walking into people's lives and taking away their children under false pretenses. False pretenses, and it's wrong. Your children are precious. Your children were born right next to your heart. They were formed right next to your heart. And social services are moving into your life and taking away your children under false pretenses. Do you love your children? If you love your children, look after them. If your children harm themselves, don't take them to a doctor, because a doctor may say your child has been abused under false pretenses. And before you know it, social services are walking into your life and taking away your precious child, your daughter, your son, your newborn baby. They're walking into maternity units straight from birth and taking away your children, your child that was born through love. Your love, your child. If you love your child, look after them. Don't let social services take away your precious blood, your children, because your children are special. Your children are so special. They're your flesh and blood, your own flesh and blood. And if you're not very careful, social services will walk into your life and take away your children under false pretenses. False pretenses, that is false adoption. What is false adoption? It is taking away your children by lies and mistruths. They use false documents in court to take away your child, your children. They use false documents, lies and untruths in court to take away your children. And that is in a family court. A family court is a closed court. That means you virtually have no chance of getting your child back, because a closed court is one judge, and social services are doing this all over the country with untruths, lies and evil misunderstandings that go against the parents. So if you love your children, look after them and don't let social services come into your life. Don't sign any forms, because once you sign a form, that is giving social services the right to take away your child that was born right next to your heart, your child that is so precious. So look after your child, come and have a look at these notices here. Come and have a look and see for yourself what is happening. What is happening because social services are doing this right across the country. They're blanketing the whole country, every court, every council, every town. They're blanketing this right across the country. Why are they doing it? To make up the numbers of the government. And the government has said you must take more children away and have them forcefully adopted. And that's what social services are under pressure to do. They are taking away as many children as they can under false pretense. They lie, they do all types of untruths, they use false documents in court, and this is what is happening. Come and see for yourself what is happening here. Come and see these posters, because this is telling the truth about what is happening in this country. Come and see these posters here and have a good look. Come and talk to our people here, because they know what is happening and they can tell you all about it. Okay, thank you.
Have you heard this man? This man, he don't want any children be adopted in this country or anywhere. We need to listen our dad, we need to listen our grandparents. We need to, they're teaching us, we need to learn from them. They're saying a child is your property. Your child is your property and no one has a right to take away from you. This gentleman is saying that. Good afternoon, London! We are parents that stand for forced adoption, long-term foster care, denied contact, parent alienation, all done within the secret family court, where parents are gagged. The United Nations has called an investigation into state kidnapping of the UK. Sabine McNeill, who was the instigator in this, is being held in a youth prison. Parents like myself are gagged. I came down here in July 2013 and I broke my gag on the streets. Now we are aware that Theresa May cannot hear us, but these videos are being recorded live and being put all over social media. We have nearly 42 different groups that exist. The guys down here represent forced adoption and foster care. Up at Parliament, there are other members up there too. We have forced adoption exposed, and there are many, many, many other campaigners who stand as individual testimonies that together we stand shoulder to shoulder, and we are a united front of parents, and we are asking you to withdraw yourself from the government services. Children are being taken for forced adoption. Not only this, as we know, it is not about a UK paedophilia network, it's about infiltration into every system. They are in our medical system, they are in the NHS, they are in the police, they are in the education system, they are in the foster care system. There are good people within every service, but within every service there is also polarity, which means with good comes bad. And it is time that the parents of the UK withdrew their children from these services until government get their acts together and deal with these matters. My name is Kellie Cottam, and 2 of my children were taken for forced adoption. I have a 22-year-old and a 19-year-old. I also have 2 children who are with me today, yet they have taken 2 of my other children, because in this country there is a employment racket. One child, and if I links to hand, I would show you, but they are available on the internet. £26,000 the council received for one child to be placed for adoption. Children are a product. Everything that we buy in this country monopolises. The foster care is an industry. It is a public company. The NHS is already public, mate. It really is. And parents are losing their children for possible future emotional harm. Now, I'm down here today to interview parents because in July there was a debate in Parliament on forced adoption in the UK. They accepted that historically this was going on, but they do not accept it currently. This is a very, very small example of the amount of parents that stand for children being removed, because the majority of parents are in their homes. They feel intimidated. They are fearful because they are scared. Now, parents like us, we are not fearful. We have faith. We believe in our system. We believe in justice. And we believe that the good people are going to step forward and the right people in right positions are going to do real things. And as we exit Brexit, it is about time that our country stood on its own 2 feet and we the people stood up and make our MPs work for us. The MPs serve us. Children are being taken, kidnapped by our very government. This is not just a UK problem. This is a Commonwealth problem. This is an EU problem. This is a United Nations problem. We have had apologies for historical adoptions in Canada. We have had apologies in Australia. We have had apologies in New Zealand. And we have now moving forward to an apology for historic in the UK. That means we're halfway there, guys. And it's because of parents like us. Parents that say no. Parents that say that we are individual people who have human rights. The right to a family life, the right to freedom, and the right to justice. Now, unfortunately, our MPs are not willing to speak with the parents. They are not bringing the cases forward. And even though the EU and United Nations have agreed that investigation needs to be done, the moment this was done, England decided to move into Brexit. Why? Because there is many investigations into the UK from the EU and United Nations. Now, most of the people believe the corruption comes from these places. It does. As I've said, polarity exists. Every person who walks past me, one will be good, one will be bad. One will be on Father Christmas's list and the other one won't. And it's exactly the same in every system. There are good social workers and there are bad ones. There are an amazing judges even. Actually, I think the Lord is trying to tell me something about drugs in this country. There are also amazing police officers, and there are also corrupt